Oh, hello there. Welcome to another episode of I Love This, You Should Too, a podcast with me, Samantha, and him, Indy. Hi, Indy.
Hi. Oh, it's been a while since we had one of those classics. We snuck up on Samantha to start the episode.
Oh.
Hi, I brought this whole table full of audio equipment towards you.
And it just happened to sneak up on me.
So since I caught you, do you want to do a podcast?
I'm free.
Let's.
Okay, great.
I like that you specify that it's a podcast, too.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels important.
So today we are going to do our spoiler-free things of the fortnight. And then, it's all weird today.
Why?
Because I have two things.
Right.
Because we are on episode 347. Because that whole Matrix divergence really threw off the schedule. We always do a special anniversary episode for the every 50. So it's going to be our 7-ish year anniversary coming up.
Whoa.
And we do have to have a special episode for that. So to make it fit, I'm going to have two movies that I preview today, and then we'll watch those two.
Excellent. I'm excited for all of the things you just mentioned. I can't believe it's been 7 years.
Well, let's get into things. I'm going to kick things off, and my things of the fortnight are the 2026 YRCA books. Remember when I used to always do this? I haven't done this in a couple of years.
I think you skipped a year or two, yeah.
I think I might have skipped 3 years because this is our 7th, and I haven't done it in a while.
Huh. Okay, well, I'm excited.
I still read them, but if you don't know, the YRCA is the Young Reader's Choice Award.
Yes.
I am always involved in education and library stuff, so this is something that I keep up with. They are books that are chosen by kids, and then they vote on them, and then we announce the winners, which they haven't announced yet, but by the time this episode comes out, it will have been announced.
We will know. Okay.
So I'm not breaking the news ahead of time when I'm not supposed to.
Okay, great. I was worried about the YRCA lawyers coming after you.
That's true. Oh, and it's from the Pacific Northwest Library Association. Is that it? Something like that.
Sounds about right. I remember us being Pacific something.
Yeah, so it is libraries in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, as well as us here in Alberta and BC, and I think Alaska does it too, maybe.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to tell you what won, and then I'm going to tell you what should have won.
Okay, great.
So for the junior division, this is fiction for grades 4 to 6. The winner was a graphic novel called Four Eyes by Rex Ogle. I don't know, that's fine. It was a solid 3 out of 5 for me. But one I really liked was another graphic novel, and that was one called The Moth Keeper. The Moth Keeper is in this, I'd say, fantasy world, and I liked it because the stakes were, I don't want to say the stakes are low, but it wasn't about going on big epic quests and slaying dragons, and it was more about people finding their spot within this society and this world that Kay O'Neill, the author, who I think must be the author and illustrator then, who did everything. The world that they build is about a bunch of people who are only awake during the nighttime, and they have to do things like moth keeping. And then they begin to interact with the people who are up during the daytime. And it's about like cross-cultural stuff and also just finding your own place in your world. And it's a nice kind of quiet graphic novel it was cozy and pleasing, and there is some kind of more higher stakes adventure stuff too. And I don't want to make it sound like it's just someone sitting and drinking tea, but it is a good book to sit and drink tea with, I think.
Nice.
I also thought the art was pretty charming.
I love a quiet graphic novel. Is everything a graphic novel now?
No, but all of the winners are.
Okay.
All of the winners. All 3 this year.
I feel like I went into a bookstore like a couple weeks ago, and it was like novels, and then there was like an entire half of the store was just graphic novels, which I feel like wasn't a thing when I was young.
True. I think that's good because I grew up on both comic books and like classic literature. I read a lot of like the classics when I was at a very young age, but I also loved my X-Men. And I didn't really see a distinction because if you read those, like I was reading X-Men in the 90s and man, there were some good runs there's a lot of Shakespearean stuff going on in those ones. So I didn't see things as like high art and low art like a lot of people did. And now the world is kind of catching up with like, yeah, anything can be garbage, anything can be great. And we shouldn't differentiate just because this one has more pictures in it. And what's evident from all of the YRCA winners, because it's voted on, and each category was won by a graphic novel, kids read them more. Right. That's what it comes down to.
It's more reading, yeah.
And if they're reading, I don't care what it is.
No.
Good for you.
Because we have a high rate of illiteracy right now.
We do.
Due to lack of reading.
Yeah. Due to COVID was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And then also our funding for education, specifically in Alberta, is the lowest per capita anywhere in Canada. So remember that when you go vote. Moving on to the intermediate division. This is targeted at grades 7 to 9-ish. The winner, and you know what? I concur, was a graphic novel. It's the Tegan and Sarah Junior High graphic novel.
Oh.
So Junior High, you're looking at me like, wasn't that a movie?
Yeah, and then there was like a graphic novel as well.
There was a movie, and then I think the book was next. Or it might have been book, then movie.
Okay.
And then graphic novel.
Okay.
So that is recent. There was also a sequel to this graphic novel, which I haven't read yet, called Crush,
Is it new?
Well, all of these are from... They were nominated and awarded this year, so that means everything on this list is 2 full publication years old, between 2 and 3.
Okay, that
so
makes
then
sense.
Crush is newer than that.
Okay.
And Tegan and Sarah, if you don't know, oh, there you go. There's some more progressive, good Albertans.
Yeah.
They're from Calgary.
Outspoken too, which I love.
And they are most famous, well, to me and you probably as musicians, but now
Yes.
they've expanded a bunch. And this is a autobiographical graphic novel of their time in junior high. And it's
Wow.
just very earnest, very forthright, very touching. I think it is such a good encapsulation of that time, which most people don't do later in life. You kind of forget what it's like to be a kid, or at least a lot of writers. Look at all the movies we've watched.
We complain about this all the time of like, that's not what teenagers sound like.
Yes. And this is what teenagers sound like.
I love that then.
It feels very much not like listening to teens now. It feels like you are a teen again, which I think is an important distinction because they aren't leaning too heavily into like, these kids. It's just a very honest portrayal of what they were going through at the time. Mm-hmm. And it's going to resonate with a lot of people. It resonated with me, a man in my 40s. So I'm sure that kids who are actually of this age, it'll be even better for them. So that one I highly recommend. Junior High by Tegan and Sarah, or Tegan Quinn and Sarah Quinn.
I was like, do they have last names now?
They do. Illustrated by Tilly Walden, who has done a lot of good stuff. I think I've actually spoken of some graphic novels by them in the past.
Oh, okay.
There were a couple of other ones in that group that I also really liked. Dreamer by Akeem Aliu, who is a former NHL player, and this is, again, a graphic novel. His NHL career did not go well. He became outspoken of all of the bullying seems like light for the things that are actually happening. The abuse he faced and the racism he faced. And the response to most people is like, look at this whiner. We don't want him on our team, which is a terrible thing. He was like one of those marginal players where his career could have gone either way. He could have like maybe stuck around a little bit. It's not like he was a superstar who was thrown out of the league because of blowing the whistle on these racists, but it definitely doesn't help when you are one of those guys who is marginally in the league. If you start saying things like this that are kind of taken as like, well, you're not a team player if you're standing up for yourself to not be ridiculed because you're dark skinned, and it makes it easier for people to cut you. And I think that's what happened here. The discourse around the time when he was saying these things was brutal. It was terrible. It was terrible. There were very, very few people who were on his side and said, hey, we should listen to this. This is a problem. It was more just looked at like, look at this complainer. So rather than just stewing in all of that, he's at least doing something good with these terrible experiences and making a book. So kids who are going through the same things, I was a brown guy playing hockey. It wasn't great a lot of the time. And seeing something like that in a book, again, this is another one that resonated with me and will with a lot of other people. It's weird. It's in the intermediate division, grades 7 to 9, I think because of the content, because like he's getting beaten up or something. So they're like, oh, that's more of an adult thing. This is targeted at younger kids, but we tend to try to protect kids from these sort of things, even though this is a book about a younger kid who was going through those things and they did actually happen. So, you know what? We didn't protect him, so maybe we don't need to be protecting kids from hearing his story.
Because it's probably happening to some other kid
That's what
of
I'm
that
saying.
age.
So I think I'd recommend that for younger kids too. The language in it is for a younger audience. It is more simple, and not to say that simplistic, but it's for a young audience,
Right.
I think. So if you're in elementary school, I think that's a good one. Harvest House was a good one too. This is written by Cynthia Leitich Smith. It's a spooky story, which I always like, but it also has some really good messaging based around the lead is an indigenous character, and it doesn't focus as much on big, giant, terrible racist things happening to them like was the case in Akim Aliu's book, but it talks about these day-to-day microaggressions that you don't see in books as much, but I thought this was very good handling that and also the spooky aspects of it too. So that's a good one.
Nice.
In the senior division, the winner was a graphic novel called Hockey Girl Loves Drama Boy by Faith Erin Hicks. I didn't care for it, but I could see people liking this one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this girl, she's a jock, and then this boy, he's a flamboyant drama guy. How are they ever going to get together? And then they get together, and you're like, well, that's fun. I didn't love it, but go for it. Read that one if you like. I preferred one called Lying in the Deep by Diana Urban if you want a straight murder mystery type one.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite was a graphic novel called Danger and Other Unknown Risks by Ryan North and Erica Henderson. It is a fantasy book. It's about a world where magic is just a part of our day-to-day lives. There's magic around. And then something happens and magic goes away. And then dealing with the fallout after that. So there's some interesting parallels you could draw from our lives now. And if things change, how would they change? Where would we go from there? And there's also just some fun world building, but some really interesting character stuff too. So if you are, it says grades 10 to 12. I think with most things, I think kids can read things at a younger age than what the suggestion often is. Maybe that's just because that's how I was.
I was also that way.
So I think younger kids could read this one too. It's not terribly adult or anything like that. And I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like it gives things away. But there's magic, there's adventure, there's more sinister and sometimes sad character things. So check that one out too. It's called Danger and Other Unknown Risks. And I think that's my favorite of the senior division. So the winners were Four Eyes, Tegan and Sarah Junior High, and Hockey Girl Loves Drama Boy. My favorites in each one was The Moth Keeper by Kay O'Neill. I agree, Tegan and Sarah Junior High. And Danger and Other Unknown Risks by Ryan North and Erica Henderson.
It's a good little roundup.
So there's 8 in each category for 24 books. I've already read, I think, about 10 of next year's too. So maybe we'll do this again in about a year.
Indy's got insider information, so.
Oh yeah, I get the list a little early.
Yeah, so he's already got a head start on everyone.
All right, Samantha, what is your thing of the fortnight?
My thing in the fortnight is something that we talked about previously. I finally got my hold on the Nicholas Sparks M. Night Shyamalan novel Remain.
I'm very curious to hear about this.
Was this like most holds? I like see a book recommended somewhere and then I like put a hold on it because it's popular and then kind of forget about it until it comes up. This was one that I kind of actually like checked. if it was coming up soon, because I was like really interested to read this to see. I've read quite a bit of Nicholas Sparks. I've seen a bit of M. Night Shyamalan. So I was like kind of interested to see how this like really sappy romance author and the Sixth Sense creator was gonna make a book together. And it's interesting to read a book that is like already destined for the screen or written to be on screen.
It does feel like more and more books are like that.
Yeah. So like it's becoming more of a thing because lots of books, the rights get sold before it's even released because of like pre-reading copies. And this one was specifically written to also become a movie by M. Night Shyamalan. So I thought that was really interesting and kind of wanted to see how that was going to play out. And I do think that affected a few things in the novel.
I don't have any background information, but how this often works, it's really messed up. The publishing world is just terrible, and it's not designed to get you good books. That's not their goal at all. But what often happens is they have the movie deal first. And if you have a movie deal, you can get a book published.
Right.
So and because it's Shyamalan and Sparks, so they can get whatever they publish. Yeah, that won't be an issue. But I think there's a good chance it was like that. The movie was first.
Probably.
And then they made a book of it.
Yeah. So this book is called Remain. It is set in Cape Cod. And it follows New York architect Tate Donovan, who has moved to Cape Cod to design his best friend's summer house. And he has just had a death in the family. His sister, who reveals on her deathbed that she can see ghosts.
Oh, no. Yeah. She says dead people?
She sees dead people.
Oh.
When Tate finds out that his sister has died, he kind of goes into a spiral and ends up getting checked into a facility. So he's kind of reintroducing himself back into the world as he's moving to Cape Cod and doing this job. And he finds out that his sister has sent him some videos that were supposed to be sent to him after her death. And they've got some really interesting kind of prompts or predictions on things that might happen to him. So supernatural a bit. There's like quite a bit of that, like, is it real or is it because he's crazy kind of feeling in the back and forth when you're reading it. It also involves a mysterious stranger. So that's always good.
I love a mysterious stranger.
I don't want to give too much away because I do think I want you to watch it just because it kind of coincides with
in like a year when it comes out.
In 2027 when it comes out, yes. But I found it interesting. The only thing is that I felt like some of the description was a little too long for me because it felt like it was describing a movie set. And it was going to be handed to like a set designer.
Right.
As like, okay, it's blue walls, it's a library, the books are like this. And it just was like a little too much. Like I have an imagination, so I can like imagine what a Cape Cod house is gonna look like, but like this was very much like set designer, go make this world. And I found that a little annoying because I was like, I can see what you're doing and I like understand that this is like two birds, one stone and like really just a script as well, but it just felt like it could have used a little bit more editing to be a book. And like trusting that the reader has the ability to like imagine things.
Right.
Like I don't need you to tell me what color the walls and what color, the wainscoting was, or that there was wainscoting, or that like it was just like creaky old house. Like that's all you have to say. You don't have to tell me like where in the house it creaks. So yeah, that was like a little annoying to me. As well as the like descriptors of the characters seemed a little bit like,
was it like
a call sheet of like
a real Ryan Reynolds type?
It was very much like, yeah, like you got like, oh, he's got dark hair and like pretty handsome. It was just like the way that people were described in this is not how people meet other people and then describe them in their head. It was very much like
It's how a casting agent would describe them.
exactly. It was a casting list, and it was like, hey, we need a dark-haired man this age, like who's got this going on, and this is kind of the feel of him. Go
Right.
find that person. So yeah, it felt a little bit like a casting list and a little bit like a set decorator list, and that was a little bit annoying. And I feel like with some like little tweaks, it could have been a lot better in that regard. But I enjoyed this book. I thought it was good. It's not the most complex. It's not like the best kind of mystery novel I've ever read, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and I can really see how it's gonna become a movie.
Is it heavy on romance?
There is a little bit of romance.
Oh, so it's more of a Shyamalan than a Sparks?
It's more of a Shyamalan than a Sparks.
Okay.
Yeah. And it leans into the supernatural harder than I expected. I figured that there would be,
Sure.
just because it's Shyamalan.
And Sparks does put ghosts in his romance movies too.
Exactly. But I didn't think there would be this much, but I thought it was well done.
So, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying really hard not to like actually tell you anything about
Yeah,
it.
it's hard with books. That way.
Yeah. But I would recommend it. I thought it was really good.
Really? Okay. I'm excited for when we do our 6-part either Shyamalan or Sparks or 12-part Shyamalan and Sparks. And then we have the finale with this one.
With this one. Yeah. Perfect.
That's what you
13.
want, just like 3 months of Shyamalan and Sparks.
This is just an M. Night Shyamalan, Nicholas Sparks podcast now. It's like, what, 13 weeks?
That
So
would keep us for a while.
yeah, it would. So you can read Remain by Nicholas Sparks and M. Night Shyamalan, and it just came out October 14th, 2025. So go check it out.
And in about a year, you can check out the movie.
Yes, and the movie is Jake Gyllenhaal and Phoebe Denver? Dinver?
I don't know who that is.
She was in Bridgerton.
Okay.
And I actually don't disagree with this casting, so I'm interested to see what else they do with it.
I wonder if they were already loosely attached when the book was released.
Oh, maybe. Probably. There's more information about it now, even since I put the hold on it. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with this.
We'll see.
We'll see. So, Indy,
You'll see about what movies we're going to watch next?
I would like to see about what movies we're watching this week.
Okay, we have 2. And rather than pick a duology, I picked 2 movies that have a theme-ish.
Okay.
You'll see. So, the first movie we are going to do, I talk about it a lot. I say it is one of the greatest films of all time and definitely in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. We are finally going to watch the 1920 German silent film, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Wow. 7 years later.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about it right at the beginning.
I feel like you may have talked about it in like the
Episode
first
1,
episode.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I'm excited.
Because we have plans of where we're going to go for the next season, and we're going to change things up a little bit. Not
Yeah.
too much.
It's not going to like
But
fit in properly, probably.
I thought, what am I waiting for? I kept waiting for like, well, I want to set this up and this up and this up. You know what I want to do? I want to watch the movie and I want to talk about the movie.
Okay.
So Cabinet of Dr. Caligari came out in 1920. It is a silent movie. It is black and white. Because it's black and white, but they did film tinting.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's
Like a
scenes
little
that are black and blue. There's scenes that are black and red. There's
interesting.
So there's different colors and different scenes.
Was this super like progressive for the time?
I can't think of other ones, but this movie was very progressive at the time for other reasons, and it's for the reason that maybe my most used phrase on this podcast outside of "is this a satire?" is German expressionism.
Oh,
this
you
is
do say that a lot.
the prototypical expressionist film. It's the most expressionism can be. And I'm not going to tell you all about what that means today because we have a whole episode next week for that. But it is a fantasy-ish horror type movie.
Okay.
A lot of people call it the first horror. Maybe. It's about a somnambulist. Does everyone know what a somnambulist is?
I have no idea what that is. I wasn't even sure that was a word.
So there's a hypnotist first.
Okay.
And then he has a somnambulist who is a sleepwalker or someone. It's, you know what? We'll see.
Okay. Okay.
Let's say it's a sleepwalker.
Okay.
And he uses the sleepwalker for nefarious means.
Uh-oh.
It's very important in the history of film because it created so many of the elements that we now associate with horror. These sharp lines, these looming shadows, low camera angles. So much of what we think of as first film noir and then horror all comes from this movie. They had sets where they were so low budget they couldn't light things properly, so they paint shadows onto the sets. And it looks, I think, fantastic. I think it looks great. But you know what? We'll see what you think. And I'm not going to sell you anymore because I had to save some of my stuff. And I have so much stuff that I'm going to have to really cut out a lot for when we talk about it next week.
Save it for the podcast.
But that is a movie you can find in so many places. I, of course, have a really great Blu-ray restoration of this movie. But you can just go watch it on YouTube for free. You can watch it pretty much anywhere for free because there's no copyright. It's from 1920.
Right. This is another one.
And like I said, expressionism led its way into film noir because a lot of those German directors fled the Nazis, came to the US, started making detective movies because that's what was popular at the time. Right. And they brought a lot of these expressionist sensibilities with them. So the week after that, we're going to rebroadcast our episode on Double Indemnity, the 1944, I think, film noir classic. I think it is one of the most, it's not my favorite film noir, but it is one of the most typical film noirs in a good way. It has all of the things that a film noir should, and you can really see the progression from expressionism to that one. And then the week after that, we'll watch my second pick, which is a movie called The Night of the Hunter. Ooh. This is another one where it's just a movie that I have only seen once. I loved it. It's on my list that I wrote down many years ago for movies we should do on this podcast at some point when I was more of a me teaching you about film and less of like, hey, let's watch this. Like we've kind of gotten into. So this is kind of in the middle. I really just want to watch this movie again. And I think you can definitely see the expressionism in this one more so than in a lot of film noirs. This movie is very, very clearly influenced by specifically German expressionism. It is a Southern Gothic thriller, maybe even into the horror realm as well. It's from 1955. It stars Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, Lillian Gish. Mitchum is kind of the one that I know who's had a bigger career. And it is about a preacher who is bad. I don't want to say what he's going to do. Okay. Because that's kind of the movie.
Is bad.
Yeah. Gotcha. He's not nice. Remember in Do the Right Thing when Radio Raheem has his like Knuckles the love and hate and he gives a speech? That comes from this movie, The Night of the Hunter.
Oh,
Spike Lee was clearly a big fan of it, and I am as well. It's about a bad guy who's a preacher, and he's gonna do some bad guy things, and he's gonna be ominous a lot. Ooh. And he's gonna ride a horse, and it's gonna look real cool, like it was from a German expressionist film.
I like when things are ominous.
Do you?
Sometimes.
You know what I really do? I love like ominous clouds. Those are one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of ominous people. Oh, I do. And I don't like them. But I like ominous looking spaces a lot.
Yes, yeah. I love an ominous, spooky house.
Sure.
We have some of those in our neighborhood, so I do enjoy seeing them.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah. Ominous signs.
Like a literal sign? Like dead end?
Like a black cat or a broken glass. So ominous.
Broken glass, I don't like.
Oh.
Because either I have to clean that up or I have to watch out for it.
Right.
Black cat, though, I do like. But then again, I like all cat.
You do. You're a cat opportunist.
Yeah.
Equal opportunist.
I love them all.
Yeah.
Night of the Hunter doesn't look like it's streaming anywhere easily. I think it's MGM Plus, you said?
Which is an add-on to Prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have that, or you can rent it on many of the things, or you can ask me and I'll get you a copy, or you can go to your public library. This is a pretty influential movie because I just searched now on YouTube to see if it was on there for free. And the first hit is called The Most Influential Movie You've Probably Never Heard of.
Wow.
Which I think is actually The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari because that influences this. But
I think that's just the theme. The
Yeah.
most influential movie.
yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
So go watch both of those. I'm going to be light on the pitches for today because, you know what? Just watch them. Trust me.
We're just going to watch it.
Here's my pitch. Trust me. What do you got to do? They're both short. Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, oh, I haven't watched it in 20 years, but I think it is 72 minutes long, depending on the cut you get. And Night of the Hunter also, I think, is like 90 minutes or so.
Caligari is 1 hour and 11 minutes.
71 minutes? My cut might be a little different.
And Night of the Hunter is 1 hour and 32 minutes.
Oh, it's 2 minutes off on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You're very good at this.
For movies I haven't seen in
Yes.
literal decades.
That's impressive.
I'm excited to see both of them. Both low budget, both expressionist, both ominous,
Ominous. Ooh.
both short. So go watch them. You got nothing better to do. Our team's out of the playoffs. Oh, this isn't coming out for a while. So
No.
our team's been out of the playoffs for a while.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see these.
Let's go watch them now.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.